Hi guys, welcome back to another Wednesday coffee chat. It feels like we were just sitting here. You guys will need to bear with me because I just got my wisdom teeth taken out like 3 days ago. I don't have much swelling as you can see, but there's a little bit of pain there, so I'm gonna try my best. That will not stop me from yapping though. It will definitely take more than that. Anyway, if you're new here, I'm an Aussie mum of 2. I have Ella who's 9 and Archie who's 3, and we just sit down every Wednesday and drink our coffees and yap like we're on FaceTime. We talk about all kinds of topics from motherhood to girlhood, just life in general. And I actually asked you guys to let me know what topics you want to talk about because I want to talk with you, not at you. And someone did comment about identity crisis, which is a perfect topic for today because I feel like so many of us experience that at some point in our motherhood journey, but it's rarely talked about. Like, nobody talks about it. So for context, the comment says, "I'd love to hear your thoughts on identity crisis if you have any. I understand it might not be relatable, but it's something I've always struggled with, and being a mum of a young toddler and currently pregnant, I feel like I don't know myself anymore and I don't have any time to myself to work on it." That is 100% relatable. I'm so glad somebody mentioned this because I want to chat about this and get really deep into the topic, and if this helps even just one mum maybe not feel so alone, perfect. Like, that's my aim. So let's just get straight into it. No straw today because I don't want to get dry socket. Also, this is kind of a bit too milky, but it's fine. So I'm sure just about every single mum watching this has probably experienced identity crisis at some point in their life. Motherhood is the most beautiful and life-changing journey, but it can be beautiful and very hard and consuming at the same time. Like, they can exist at the same time. And it's so okay to feel like you've lost yourself a little bit in motherhood. Just because you feel those things, it doesn't mean, you know, you're not a good mum or you're thriving in motherhood. I've definitely experienced this myself. So I've actually been a stay-at-home mum for 3 years now, since Archie, my youngest, was born, and I love it. There has been times though where I feel like I'm not my own person. You know, I don't really exist outside of being a mum or being a partner or a homemaker, and I think a lot of us do feel like that because those roles are so big. It takes up every inch of ourselves, and I think losing your identity or going through a little bit of a identity crisis through motherhood looks different to everybody, but I think we can all agree that maybe not recognizing yourself outside of those roles, so being a mum, homemaker, partner, you know, all those things, like, you are just those things. You don't know who you are outside of those. Like, if you was to take them away, who are you? Can anyone really answer that question? I know I probably couldn't. Feeling guilty for wanting me time, that is a huge one. Huge. Also, like, missing your old self, but not really wanting her back fully either. Does that make sense? Like, missing who you were before, but you also love who you are now, but you miss parts. Like, you don't want to go fully back to your own life because, you know, this new journey of motherhood is amazing and you love it, but there is pieces of your old life that you do kind of miss. It's honestly not surprising why this topic is so common for mums, especially like new mums in the newborn trenches. We are stretched so thin, like, not even just physically with all the tasks we have to do for everyone and all the little jobs we have to do, but also emotionally and mentally. Like, we're not just looking after our kids. Every single part of our body, our attention, our energy, our thoughts, like, it all goes to our kids, which is great. Like, you know, that's what being a mum is, but it's very consuming. It can be really beautiful and really over-consuming at the same time. I actually read this quote not too long ago, but it said, "As a mum, your world gets smaller so your children can grow." And that is just like a perfect example of what we're talking about today. It's like we pour everything out of our cup to put into theirs, and then it leaves us feeling empty, but also like so full at the same time because you're seeing them grow and things like that. I can't even imagine trying to explain this to someone who isn't a mum. Like, it's just, the mums get it, like, you know, we get it, but to explain it to someone on the outside, like, I don't even think a lot of people understand just how much mums give. You also lose access to all those things that you had before you became a mum that actually made you you and defined you and made you who you are and things like that, like your job or your career. Like, a lot of people are stay-at-home mums. Sometimes that's only 3 months, sometimes that's years. It's different for everybody. But in those newborn trenches, the hardest time of them all, in my opinion, you're not going out to work, you're not socializing, you're not meeting up with your friends every day or every weekend. You're not, you know, doing all those hobbies that you love because you don't have time, or you don't have, you know, somebody to babysit or look after your children, or you just don't have the time for yourself. You even don't have your old body. And I know like looks aren't everything, but your body changes so much during pregnancy and then after childbirth. And you have all these emotions and hormones running through your body, and then you also look like a completely different person. Not everybody, but I know I definitely did. I gained like 36 kilos in both my pregnancies, and you just don't feel like yourself within your own skin, and that is not a good feeling, and it just contributes to all this like identity crisis stuff, right? And like I was saying, like the newborn trenches I think are so tricky because the old version of you gets like pushed to the background because this new version of you is needed, and you know, it starts forming, but it's not fully formed yet. Like you are just, you know, figuring your way out through motherhood and becoming a mum, like learning how to become a mum. It's like you're not the old you, but you're not fully the new you either, so you're like kind of stuck in this in-between like kind of phase. And then on top of this, you are expected to be so grateful. People will say to you, you are so lucky, you need to cherish these moments. Then only little once, you will never get this time back. Time goes so fast, and it's so true. Like, you know the saying, the days are long, but the years are fast. Those days are very, very, very long. And it's okay to feel like so grateful, but then a bit lost at the same time. Or so grateful and so lost. That's okay too. It's so therapeutic to chat about this, but I was also thinking, because I was thinking I don't want to just, you know, chat about this. I want to actually give you guys something to go away with, like even if it's just something small. So I was just trying to think, like, what do I do, or what would I do if I was going through this really hard? So I had a big think, and here's some things that you could do. Maybe you find something that really resonates with you and works for you, and then the other stuff you're like, no, like that doesn't sound good, like that's fine. But what I was thinking is, when you don't have a lot of time, like when your partner goes back to work, or if you're a single mom or you don't have a village, I think intention over hours in the day is so much more important. Like find those tiny little moments, like those micro moments, to reconnect with yourself and do something just for you. Whether that means, you know, having your coffee outside, you know, if you wake up before your kids, get up, make a coffee, go sit outside, watch the sunrise, or even just putting on your favorite song while you do some cleaning. You don't need like 2 hours in the morning to have this big self-care, skincare routine, whatever. Like just those little moments, find them when you can. The more you practice that, the more it becomes routine or habit and things like that, and it just becomes ingrained in your life, and that I think would make you so much more happier in the long run. Another idea that I have that I actually do for myself is have non-negotiables. At first it sounds not possible, like it's too hard because each day is different, you know. Kids wake up sick, kids wake up cranky, you wake up cranky, but they don't have to be big. Like I was just saying, they could be like tiny little moments. My non-negotiable for me is every single morning I get up and I drink a coffee and I rot on the couch while I drink that coffee. Whether it's 5 minutes and I have to skull it down, whether it's a bit longer and I get to enjoy it more. If I slip through my alarm and we're running late, that's fine. I'll get Ella ready for school, you know, we'll get her to school, I'll come back and then I'll drink my hot coffee. But either way, I am drinking that hot coffee. Other non-negotiables you could have is you always eat breakfast. That actually should be a non-negotiable anyway. I know, like for me, I often feel like nauseous in the morning, so I don't eat breakfast every single morning, but that's not like a thing for us or a self-care moment. Like that is basic human rights. Like you should be eating breakfast every single morning. If you're hungry and you want your breakfast, then you eat your breakfast. That is a non-negotiable. Another thing could be just your skincare routine overnight. You know, you don't have to have like this big extravagant skincare routine, but just take your makeup off at least and chuck some moisturizer on. Like you will feel so much better. And these things aren't selfish, they're not extra, they're like basic human rights. And I don't know, I feel like we as mums, we get to have non-negotiables. You have to have them. Like it just anchors you to yourself. Like that's what they are, right? They're like little anchors, like small little promises to yourself that you still matter and you still get to do things for yourself. Now here's one for the mums who don't have a village. I actually want to do a whole entire video on not having a village. I think that would be a really good topic to talk about. But yeah, the mums with absolutely no help, like their child or children are stuck on their hips 24/7, maybe single mums. What about those people? Because there is nothing more frustrating than people saying, you know, oh, to feel like yourself, you just gotta take some time for yourself. Like what if you don't have help? Like your child doesn't go to childcare, like Archie doesn't. I am with Archie 24/7. So I was thinking, you know, what about those ones? What about if you don't have 5 minutes of your time? Like, what if you have a really colicky baby? And I was thinking, instead of trying to find time for yourself and then just ending up, you know, frustrated or burnt out because you can't get that, what about if you like include your child or your children into things that bring you joy? So what if, you know, you're a mum that really likes to work out, or you like doing yoga or something? There is actually YouTube videos called, oh my goodness, what are they called? It's like yoga for kids, and it's not like, it's not hard or strenuous or anything. It's just, you know, really relaxing and fun. I'll put the name here because I cannot remember it for the life of me, but I know I will when I look it up. But Kmart sell like little kids yoga mats. What if you brought your child one of those and then you had yours next to it? They were doing their little kids yoga and then you were doing your workout side by side. I guarantee that your child would love that, and then you get the opportunity to do what you want to do as well, and then you're doing it together. Like, you're making a memory. If you love arts and crafts, maybe you like to draw or paint or whatever, then do that as well. Like, I always print out little construction vehicle coloring in pages, and then I put them on the table for Archie. He just like colors in, and then I do my adult coloring book, like the girly moments one. It's a really fun time. And then Ella's also gotten into it as well, and it's just something that we all do together. It makes me happy, and at the same time, you know, I'm spending quality time with both the kids. There's no screens. It's just really good idea. Even putting on music and dancing, like if you want to put on your favorite song and just dance, like do that. It does not have to be Miss Rachel's songs on the TV. I know kids love her, we all love her as parents as well, but kids will still love your music. Like if you put on your favorite, like I don't know, even if it's Pink Pony Club, I don't care. Like if you get up and start dancing to that, what child is not going to join you? Let's be honest. My last idea, and I have referenced this for heaps of other topics, heaps of other videos, because I think there is no cons to doing this. Like, there's just all pros, and that is revisit your childhood joys. This like literally cuts, it's like a shortcut straight to your core identity, because that's who you were before the world told you like who to be, and before you were influenced by all these other things. If you think back to your childhood, I remember for me, I really liked coloring in and drawing and stuff, which is why I like to do it now. Try and remember like what you love to do as a kid. I personally love playing board games. I love playing I'm literally looking at it right now. There's Tapple and Charades and Trouble, like all sitting on my TV unit right there. Me and Ella play them all the time. Archie's starting to get to the age where he's playing them as well. Take your kids to the park and actually just play on the equipment. Like, there's no rule to say that you can't get on that too, and it's fun. The kids love it. It's good for your soul. Take a kite to the park and then just do kites with your kids. Like, this is the best thing about being a mum, and then getting to do like all your childhood favorite things again. It's almost like you get to relive a bit of your childhood again, like as a mum, and I just love that. The other week I actually did a video on this, but me and Ella painted rocks in the park in the sunshine. We were surrounded by ducks. Like, it was so fun, so wholesome, and then we hid the little rocks around for other people to find. And then she taught me a dance and we just did it at the park. Like, it was the best day ever, and something so simple. That's the best thing about, you know, a lot of these ideas is you don't need like lots of money, you don't need to go anywhere fancy or anything. Like, a lot of these things you could just do outside in the garden or at home, and they don't have to be productive or anything like that. They just, you know, need to be healing and make you happy and make you feel like you again. If you're a mum watching this and you feel like you relate to this topic and you feel like you have lost yourself a little bit at any point during your motherhood journey, just know that your feelings are so valid and you are not alone, even though it sometimes feels like it, because you know, you're not going to walk up to another mum in the park and start talking about this subject. It's not something you get to talk about a lot, and it just makes you feel like you're the only one experiencing it. Know that you are most certainly not. Like I said, I think everyone, like every mum has experienced this to some degree at some point in their motherhood journey. If they haven't, then I think they would be very lucky. But I really hope this helped, you know, just not feel so alone. Hopefully you get to take one thing away that helps you, or, you know, hopefully something in this video resonated with you a little bit. Let me know in the comments if it did. Also, let me know, you know, what you do that helps you, and then other people can hopefully, you know, get some inspiration or get some ideas from that as well. Also, drop down any topic ideas that you have, you know, what's been going on, what's happening in your life, how you feeling today. Let me know and I'll add it to my list. I love chatting with you guys like this. It's actually so therapeutic for me. This is like free therapy, you know. We're sitting down with our mum friends, we're drinking coffee, talking about life and stuff, you know, this is great. I love this series. So yeah, let me know. If you want to request a topic anonymously, I won't be able to see it. No one else will be able to see it either. There is a link in the description on the Google form. So yeah, just use that and no one will be able to see it. And then I'll add that to my list as well. But otherwise, I'll see you guys on Sunday for another vlog. It's actually going to be my wisdom teeth vlog. So you guys are going to come with me to get my wisdom teeth out. So that's fun. Also see you next Wednesday for another coffee and yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and yeah, hope you got something out of this video. Bye.